Guys, welcome to this video. In this video, I'm going to show you guys how you can place the order. This is the first part of the video where I'm going to show you how to place the order. The second part of this video going to come soon, tomorrow, where I'm going to show the other half. I just want to make sure that you guys understand the process of placing the order and what I do. Basically, so I broke it down into two parts because I want to make sure that I show you the right way to place the order and make sure you protect yourself when you're placing the order. Also guys, if you're just starting out with Amazon FBA, I created a free course where I'm not selling anything whatsoever. It will show you how I went from 0 to 25K in a month with Amazon FBA. So if you want to access that, you can see the link on the screen. You can go to that link and sign up for the free course. If you like this video, subscribe to the channel, like the video. I'm gonna have more video coming in pretty soon. Don't forget to share it with anybody who would love to learn about Amazon FBA. Alright, let's jump into the video. For this video, in this video, I'm going to talk about how you can place order using trade assurance with Alibaba. So in this stage, you should have your sample selected and you should figure out which seller you're going to work with. Alright, so I'm going to create two videos. In the first video, I'm going to talk about the documentation that you need to get signed. On the second video, I'm going to show you exactly how you can place the order, because nobody shows this, first of all. Second of all, I want to show this to you because I don't want you to be on confusion of how you're going to do it. So I want to clear this up, and I want to make sure that you guys are 100% clear about what you need to do next. Alright. So the first thing that you see in your screen, you're going to have it on the resource section. This is called purchase order contract, basically. So this is a form that I fill out before I order my product with any vendor from Alibaba. And the reason why I do it is because I want to save myself from getting fraud. And this one document has saved me from losing all my money for my first order and getting a refund, because I make the seller agree upon on my terms before I work with them, basically. So I discuss with them everything beforehand, like, hey, if I make the bulk order, how long it's gonna take? They're gonna give me a date, like 14 to 21 days. I was like, all right, so give me the shipping rate for shipping. So I usually do not use any freight forwarder. Freight forwarder is basically shipment via the water. I don't use any of that. I do air express shipping, which is what I do for all my products, because my products are small, standard size, and it cost me quite a lot of money, but I still have that margin that I always look for, like $8 to $10 margin after all the cost, basically. And I make a lot of money out of the organic sale as well. Like most of my listings selling right now because of organic sale, because I rank those products using advertisement and promotions, basically. All right. So what I do, so let's talk about this. This is a contract form that you're gonna find, basically. So before you even place the order, you can send it via email, like, hey, I sent you the contract form, review or everything, and if you have any question, you can speak to me about the contract form. I can answer any question that you have, and I can clear out any confusion that you have about the about this contract. Basically, they're gonna ask for the first time, why are you doing this? Is because I want to make sure that everything that we discuss about is documented and it's agreed upon, because I want to make sure that I'm protecting myself and you are protecting yourself from getting fraud by each other. So this is why it's super important for you guys to use this contract getting signed by your seller, basically. All right. So what is it? So let's just review that, and then we're gonna discuss more. So you're gonna put your company name. If you do not have a company or LLC, you can just put your name, basically. Known as the first party agreed to enter the purchase contract with a manufacturing company, like who you're gonna work with. You're gonna put their name as the second party. So this agreement is based on the following provisions. So you're gonna put the production. The second party agrees to produce the following goods. So you're gonna actually put the name of the good, and you're going to put the name of the specification. For example, if you are selling those swimming masks, right, that we discussed about, so you're going to add the name of it. Basically, you're going to add the specification with the description. You're going to add the materials. You're going to add the boxes. Like if you are getting a packaging, specific packaging, you're going to add that in here. Basically, if you have like a certain weight that you discussed with, you're gonna add that in here, line by line, sentence by sentence. Basically, that's what I do. Basically, all right. So so one of the product that I tried to sell and I failed was camera lens for cell phone. All right. So for cell phone lens, I talked about the specs, basically how many pieces are gonna be on each packet, the specs of that camera lens, right? The weight, basically the box dimension. I discussed everything in here, basically step by step, right? And I took that specification. I got the sample, and I took this specification from Amazon. I matched it with both, and then I found the seller who I want to work with, and I added all the information in here, step by step. So that way they can read and agree upon that. So if they try to fraud you, or if they try to send another product with the different specs, you can always get your money back. And then after you put everything in here, basically all the red section is here for you, and then based on the agreement, the production time will be 14 days, basically. So if you're making something from the scratch, like a mask should not be made out of the scratch, basically. They might have it, or they might gonna make some few modification on the product, so it might gonna take them maybe 10 days. So you're just gonna switch it with the 10 days, or it might gonna take them a month, basically, right? So you're gonna put that in there, and then you're gonna say that you also want to mention this right here, at least 3 days order appropriately. So the first party requires to advance notification at least 3 days in order to respond appropriately. That means like after they talk about if they have any incidents, like okay, right, for some reason they could not make it happen, they should let you know at least 3 days before, basically, at least 3 days before the order is done, like on day 11. They should let you know. Some seller let you know on day 14, like we cannot meet the deadline because of XYZ. But I want to make sure that they tell me 3 days before that what happened, basically, if there is going to be delay. Basically, I have to know all of that. If the production is delayed more than 5 days without agreed upon condition, basically, so if they do not let you know, and if the production is delayed for 5 days, you gonna negotiate for a discount. You're gonna be able to negotiate for a discount. You can tell them like, hey, give me a $50 discount, because I just lost my business. I could not start because that's your problem. You want to delay. You ran out of the product, basically. Give me a discount of the product based on the contract. You can always do that. I mentioned everything in here, basically. All right. Also, it protects you from getting any bad product. So in this section, what I talk about is if you find any flaws after you get the product, if you get any product that's that's less than what it's supposed to be, you can ask them for a refund. All right, you can ask them for a refund, or you can ask them to remake the product, basically. So they are agreeing upon the condition that if the product does not meet your terms and conditions based on this contract, they're gonna remake it for you, or they're gonna give you your money back. All right, that's what they're gonna do. Then I talk about the inspection. Means that I hold the right for third-party inspection. Means that if I want my product to be inspected by the third party, I can do that too. Basically, I can ask them to send the product to the third-party inspection. They can inspect it and they can send it to me. I really do not do third-party inspection because I ship the product myself, and I always mention that if the product has a flaws, after I find the flaws, I'm gonna talk to them and I'm gonna ask for a refund, or I'm gonna ask them to remake it, and I'm gonna ask them to make it faster. The production time should be faster, basically. So that's what I do. But I also keep the option open if you are making any luxurious good, right? If you are watching this and you want to go into a niche with a luxurious good, you want to make that, and you want to make sure that those products are good before they come to you, you can always do third-party inspection. There is lots of third-party inspection companies out there. You can also do it from Alibaba. Alibaba does it right now, so you can do that. And also, you make them agree upon to send you a picture of the product. you're gonna see the printer label and required box information. I'll miss that before they send out the product. You want to see the label with the shipping address. Sometimes they make mistake on the address and it goes somewhere else. You lost all of your product, so you want to confirm that. You want to see the picture of the packaging. If you're doing a specific packaging, you ask them to send you a picture before they start like massive order. Basically, they'll be like, okay, you're gonna start putting these packages for the product. If you do not get it on the if you do not get the packages during the sample, you can ask them to send the picture. You can ask them to send the picture of the master carton box loaded with the units. Means that you want to see how big the boxes are after they put the product in there. You wanna see the picture of full shipment. Like if you're getting like 20 boxes, right, of product, you are so certain that this product gonna work out. You got like 20 boxes. You want to see the picture of that. All right. So that's that. Shipping also going to change basically. As agreed upon, it's expected the second party deliver the items to your address. You're just gonna put the address that you have. I'm just gonna make it red. The second party agrees to provide the first party tracking information as soon as the shipping is available. The item will be shipped door to door via Air Express. So I use Air Express. I told you. If you guys want to do freight forwarder, you guys can do that too. You just switch it up here basically, and if this is door to door or if there is some other condition, you can mention that here too. The price of the shipping shall not exceed the following. All right. Also make sure that you have to know that if you cross certain limit for a certain category of the product, you have to pay the custom cost basically. So if you are shipping the product and your product is X amount in cost, you have to pay the custom cost for that. So just keep that in mind as well, and you can investigate that both online, how much custom cost it's gonna be, or you can ask the seller if they can figure that out for you. All right. And then you're gonna put the number of cartons. Express is 2 to 3 days. Shipping cost in dollar basically. You can just put that like for me, my initial shipping cost for a big order because it goes between 336 to 350 basically. So I put it in here. So if it's like $5,000 for you, you can put that in there too. If you do freight forwarder, you can do the shipping with the freight forwarder directly. So you do not have to include that in here. But I actually pay my seller the money because they do the shipping for me using UPS. So I give them the money and they do it for me. So that's how I deal with things. But if you are doing through the freight forwarder, you have to make the transaction with the freight forwarder. Is that they get the money, they picks up the good, and they ship it to you basically. So in that case, you don't have to include the shipping, but you can include the information like how many boxes you're gonna receive. Right? I give the money to them. That's why I include them. And then I put all this information right here: case quantity, made in China, gross weight, box dimension. I put that in there basically, and then the confidential information. Basically, this section says that if I have I do not want them to share any of my specific design with anybody, and I wanna make sure that my product is protected from showing to my competition basically, because a same seller could make product for my other like 5 competition. That there is a good chance that could happen, right? But I don't want them to send that. I don't want them to show my product basically. So if they do, and if I figure it out, I can complain that to Alibaba, and I can tell them like, hey, they signed the contract. This is the contract they signed. I had this specific necklace that I made, and they gave out my design to somebody, right? I can always do that. And that's why I keep this section in there basically. I just make sure that they understand that they should not share my private information with anybody. And then the final section, I talk about the payment basically. So I tell them that the total payment includes the manufacturer and the shipping cost, comes into total of whatever amount of dollar. I initially pay 50% now, but you can start with 30%. I initially wanna pay 30% before they start the order. After they made everything, right? After they make everything and they send me a picture for the product, boxes, labels, and everything, and they confirm that they are ready to ship the product to my house, I then pay the rest 70%. Now you're gonna say, all right, so it's gonna take me like at least like 15 days to get my product, right? And Alibaba give me 15 days. So how am I gonna make sure that my product is good? That's not the correct theory. So what Alibaba do after if you are making the order through the trade assurance, Alibaba tracks the tracking code. So they have to send you the tracking code when they ship out the product, right? You get a notification when they send out the tracking code. So Alibaba's smart system, they tracks every single step of the way. When the product has been departured, when the product has been received by you, okay? So they tracks everything. So after the product is received by you, right? The day you get the product on hand, from that day, you have 15 days to dispute the order. Means that, my first order was all messed up, basically. I don't make the product anymore. 90% of the product was had a scratch and was bad, and it was a big order, basically. So I disputed after like 3-4 days, basically, right? So, but you have the 15 days. The product comes to your house, you inspect the product, you speak to them. Let's say you have like 30% of your product that's been damaged. You can take pictures and you can talk to the seller directly before dispute, because dispute take at least a couple of weeks to get solved and resolved. You have to submit a lots of proof and stuff like that. You have to go through that hustle to get your money back. So you can talk to the seller directly, and if the seller agrees to give you a refund, or if the seller gives you willing to remake this product and ship it to you, you can do that first. But if they do not agree to do anything about that issue, what you need to do, you need to dispute the order, basically. So you have that 15 days grace period of time as the time I'm shooting this video to inspect the product and confirm that if this products are good or not. Okay, so that's how I put everything. So if you're paying this 30%, you don't have to worry or stress out like, all right, my product gonna come after 1 month. The day you get the product is the day when that 15 days starts. All right, then you put your company name, then you put your month and date when you start, when the agreement has been written, your company name and the manufacturing company name. Then you put your name, your company name, month, date, and year, the day you are signing the contract. I let them sign the contract first. They send it to me, then I sign the contract. And I create a PDF, and you can just print it out and you can sign the contract, basically. And I'm going to show you what you're gonna do with this contract. All right. So this is the first part of placing the order. This agreement has saved me over $1,600 to $1,700 on the first order that I made. That was a huge order that I made, and 90% of my product was bad. And this contract actually saved me from losing most of my money. Even though I submitted everything, I could show them like, all right, this is what we agreed upon, and this is what I got. All right. So very crucial. Make sure they read it, they agree upon it, they sign it, and they send it to you. After you get their signed copy, what you need to do, you need to sign it, and then you need to scan it, make it a PDF, basically. So you need to do that. And always tell them, send me a PDF, scan the document and send me a PDF. Do not send me pictures, because they try to send you pictures, you cannot do anything with it. So rather what you're going to ask them to do is send you the PDF. They can scan this out. If they're a real business, they have a scan machine. They can scan this and they can send it to you on your email. All right. So this is the first part of placing an order. On the next video, I'm going to show you step by step how you're going to place an order on Alibaba. All right.